Hey everybody. So the reason for this video is I had an idea today because of a situation that happened just outside of my house. Um, well, I say my house. I live in a trailer. I live in a trailer park. I live in an old trailer park. There's probably not anything here that was manufactured after 1990. Um, so let me tell you about the drama. We've been here for about 2 months. We've been living here for about 2 months. It's the first thing we could find when we moved to Toledo, and we had been living out of hotels for almost a year at that point, and this was the first thing we could find. It was the cheapest thing we could find, and it got us out of the hotel within 3 days of finding it. So we moved in. Then in a couple of days, we realized that the neighbors that live behind us yell everything. Every word that comes out of their mouths is yell. They don't have inside voices ever, I don't think. But and I've heard them at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've caught one of the ladies outside arguing with somebody at 11 o'clock at night, and when I looked out the window, she had a baseball bat in her hand. I know the cops have been called on them at least 4 or 5 times since we've been here. But that is neither here nor there. Today is about what happened today. And what happened today was I sat down at my computer. I was messing around on my social media, trying to get some posts scheduled and some work done. And in case you didn't know, yes, I finished writing my first manuscript. It is with my publisher, and I will be letting you all know a release date very, very soon. So hang in with me on that. Anyway, so this is going to be our fun little web series that I'm going to do. This is Tales from the Trailer Park. Today, I'm sitting at my computer and I hear yelling. And when we first moved in, we were real sneaky about, peeking out the window, seeing what they were yelling about. Well, we quit doing that. When there is yelling outside, I full on get in between the shades and the window to let everybody know, hey, yeah, I'm standing here watching it. You're going to disturb my life. I'm going to watch your drama because it's free entertainment at this point. Like, I could probably cut back on my television subscriptions because it's so entertaining. But today's drama, so I hear it, I look outside, and they are right outside of these windows here. And so I go, and my air conditioner unit, it's a window unit, and it's right here next to me. So I turn it off so that I can hear, because my best view is from the window with the AC unit. So I turn it off so that I can hear better, so I can actually hear what's being said. And I look, and it's the people that live behind me that are always yelling. And then there's the lady and some people with her from directly across from us. Never had any issues with this lady. I've never heard her, like, you barely even see this woman. Like, I don't understand what the drama is. Why is she out here? Why is she involved? Because she's kind of like us. She stays to herself as far as I could tell so far. So I'm listening. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And there's about 7 or 8 of them, and they're all grouped up and they're all yelling. And here's your warning right now. There is language involved in this video. Sorry if you've gotten this far and you don't like bad language. If you're not up for some bad language, don't ever watch a video that I post. Yeah, I that's not a problem for me. So if it's a problem for you, sorry. Anyway, so they're yelling, and somebody points to the car that belongs to the lady across the street. And they're pointing at the bottom of her car. And I hear, bitch, you need to move your car. So, hold on, let me adjust this light a little bit. It's a bit much. So I look again at her car, and yes, it's double parked. But here is the thing. I'd say a good third of the cars in this trailer park, and there's like almost 150 trailers in this park. And there's probably 2 or 3 spaces per trailer, parking spaces. We're not lacking for parking spaces, and especially not right here. I know her car was parked right next to our vehicle, and there were 3 empty spots on the other side of ours, and there were at least 4 or 5 just like 20, 15 feet or yards maybe down, like not a ridiculous amount, like you can easily get to where you need to be from these spots. You're not walking the entire length of the trailer park. And I'm like, really, this is what they're fighting over, is that she is double parked. And then like I'm watching it, and there's a whole lot of bitches being thrown around, and somebody said something about, that's real funny coming from you. I just came from work. I have a job. She's in her work uniform. She works at a sub shop apparently. Anyway, so there's yelling. And slowly people are starting to work there, because we are only 4 trailers into the driveway. So we're close to the main entrance. People are starting to work their way from the back of the park toward, and so we're growing a crowd. And I'm watching this, and this is truly amusing to me. I'm standing there with my Diet Coke and my cigarette and looking out the window. And the only reason I didn't go outside was because I was wearing a tank top, no bra, a pair of shorts, and I hadn't shaved my legs. So I was like, and there were people out there videoing it on their phones, obviously. So I was like, nope, ain't nobody catching me on video like looking like this. So I'm watching from inside my safe trailer. Anyway, so I'm watching, and things are getting a little more heated. There's a lot more yelling from both sides. There's probably 3 or 4 people from the trailer that behind me, and 4 or 5 people from the trailer across from me. And I don't know who all these people are, but it's real clear who's on whose side here. There's one girl that's on the phone, and I'm assuming she's on the phone with the cops the whole time, because she seems to be fairly level-headed. She's sticking her arm in every now and then, trying to get people backing up when they're in their faces yelling, like they're literally touching each other, chest against chest type thing. So there's that going on, and then the shoving and the grabbing of shirts starts, and so people are pulling them apart. And then, y'all, the oldest woman that lives behind us, she's, if I had to guess, maybe in her 50s, but she is the biggest culprit when it comes to the yelling and screaming and fighting from the people that live behind us. She's always in the mix. If there's yelling going on, she's there. She's the one that was outside with a bat one night. So she kind of disappears from view. When she comes back in view, she has a garden rake or a rock rake. It's one of those things. It's a much shorter, like it's only like this deep on the end, and it's designed to break up hard dirt and rock in your garden. And she has this in her hand. She comes walking up, and I'm like, oh yes, please, let's have this going on. And I'm hoping that she'll come out swinging with it. Should. So she gets in, and she's kind of like pushing people back with it, like backing them up off of her. So this is all going on, and people are steadily coming up to watch. Like at one point, a guy came up, had a baby on his head that was probably maybe a year-ish old. Guy came out from another trailer across the street with an infant in an infant carrier. Like everybody's wanting to watch this. And at one point, I counted 27 people. Now, I may have missed some people because this was a huge crowd. I know that there were people watching that I could not see just because there were people that were in the crowd I could see that were yelling back out at someone outside of my view. So, we're in the 30, 35 people at least range for how many people are here. And it's ridiculous and it's hilarious. And because it didn't feel like it was going to get extra violent, so I didn't bother calling the cops. Plus, I thought somebody already had. And, there wasn't anything other than they're just yelling at each other. And then the guy that lives next door and one of the other girls that lives next door pulled up in their truck. Well, they couldn't get to their normal parking space because there were so many people in the driveway. Well, they weren't the first ones to run into that issue. Most people backed themselves back out of the entrance and went a little bit down and entered the trailer park through the exit to be able to get to their homes, which is just sad. Um, but anyway, he backs up a little bit, pulls into the one of the open spots down, just 4 or 5 spots down. As soon as they get out, and I knew it was going to happen, as soon as they got out of their vehicle, they're in it. They mix themselves up in the drama. They're yelling, they're screaming. The guy gets back in his truck, puts it in reverse, and backs up. Now, he doesn't do it fast. He's not revving the engine. He's backing up, but he did not give any mind to anyone standing behind him, and at least 2 people got hit. Now, they were not hurt. They did not hit the ground. They did just walk away. But seriously, dude backed up and hit people, and he knew they were there. Like, this is some petty shit. He exits through the entrance, the trailer park. I'd say 3, maybe 4 minutes later, I see the cops, and they're going to be making a left turn off of the main road into the trailer park. But they stopped. I knew they were waiting on someone. And then I noticed across the street, the road that runs perpendicular, was the truck that belongs to the guy next door. He turned left off that road so that the cops had to wait for him to go by for them to pull into the trailer park. Anyway, so the cops get here, and this is the most amazing thing to me. The cops get here, there's 2 officers. They separate everyone, and a lot of people have started to disperse. And they're talking to the 2 separate groups getting both sides, which is how things work. And I noticed that they're actually not still yelling at one another. And I couldn't believe it. It was like, how is it that the cops show up and they can all of a sudden stop screaming? But they did. I was like, okay, they're just trying to keep from going to jail. That's fine. And then dude with the truck pulls back in, and I was like, yes, he's here. Maybe I'll actually see somebody go to jail. So everybody's been talking to you, and it's really starting to thin out. And then I hear it. The golden moment of the entire story. The ice cream truck. The ice cream truck comes through this trailer park twice a day. And it pulled in, and it sat there for a second, and it's got its music on. And it sat there. It just sat there for, I don't know, 45 seconds, a minute, something like that, not long. And then it starts to go in reverse. But then people start running toward the ice cream truck from the other end, out of my view. And I'm like, oh, they were all still down there watching. And now they have refreshments. So they go and they get their ice cream and they come back. And they don't go back to where they were. They come back to like where everybody was arguing to begin with. They're standing outside my trailer yelling. And there are people standing around eating ice cream, watching as the cops try to sort it all out. So one of the cops is still talking to the guy that was driving the truck. And the other cop is sitting in the passenger seat of the patrol vehicle. And I'm sitting there going, he's got to be running names. And I was like, somebody's going to jail, because there is no way that nobody out of all of this group doesn't have warrants. And I'm thinking probably everybody that lives behind me probably has warrants. But at the same time, I've seen the cops here several times, so maybe they don't. People that are that angry all the time, I feel like they have to do things wrong a lot in public, because they sure the hell do it here. But then, like, suddenly, the cops get in their vehicle and they leave. And I'm like, I was devastated, y'all. I cannot explain to you how absolutely heartbroken I was that I did not see anyone get put in handcuffs and taken to jail over this, because I wanted it desperately. So the cops are gone for like 2 minutes, and they started yelling back and forth again. Now, they haven't actually crossed the drive to actually get face to face yet. This happened a little over 2 hours ago. It is almost 8 o'clock here. It was 5:30ish when it all went down. Um, but it is still every 10 minutes or so raised voices, and I'm sticking my head back out the window. So there you have it. Tales from the Trailer Park, Part 1, Parking Spot Wars. Um, so what I'm going to do is I am going to start when I have this amazing, it's a soap opera. I have this amazing soap opera going on around me. And it wasn't until today that I realized that I needed to share these stories with someone because my husband was not here. He was out of town working. And I had to tell him. And he was like, I've never wanted so badly to be back in that trailer in Toledo. I'm like, yes, you've missed it. It's all. And he was supposed to be home today, but they extended his job for another week. So he missed the drama because of work, and that sucks. And that's what made me realize that this is great stuff. This is great content. Um, it is not something that would be within my wheelhouse of writing. So this is how you will get the stories, the tales from the trailer park. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button, share it, bring your friends in, tell them about it. Um, and I will bring you more as it happens. My guess is I'm going to have more drama tonight, but it probably won't be told another story posted tonight because I'm not trying to do videos nonstop. Um, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for paying attention. And I will talk to y'all later. Have a great one.